Welcome back, everybody. This is the last hour of week 3 of Swan Song Stories. So,
some guy right now with his dick in his hand is like, "Oh my god, I'm on there taking a break," and like peeing all over their bathroom.
everybody's scrambling. What the fuck's going on? So, there's an open kind of an open area, just some like dirt and some like kind of weeds growing up around the yard. There's the gate of the fence kind of ahead of you, and then off to your right, and I guess in front of you as you run towards it is the garage. So when you approach, I'll draw a real quick like map so we can at least kind of talk about approach vectors and shit, because I don't want it to be unclear for anybody. So let's take a look at the map. Ignore the tokens. I'm going to draw this at a further zoomed out perspective. So if this is the main building, right? This big rectangle here. The garage is kind of like up here. And y'all came out of the door here. The garage is open on this side. And then the gate of the fence, I'll just like draw a really crappy fence around this whole thing. So the gate of the fence is like this direction.
And we came out of the smaller.
Yeah, you came out right here.
Okay, and the garage is this one right here.
Yeah, exactly. So this is kind of the whole kind of map right here. So you can kind of see it's a big empty yard and a lot of space. But yeah, if you go from where you are to the vehicles, and then you can go straight from the vehicles out the gate. I mean, the gate's closed, but it's just a chain link fence. So yeah, so what's the plan? Do you want to just like run straight across to the front entrance? Do you want to try to go around the back? What's the plan? Tell me where you're going.
Let's say you guys.
I mean, we got to get the door open to get the car out anyway. I think we should just go through the front.
Straightforward. The Fotenauer way, then.
And I'll drive.
Of course.
All right. So you're just sort of rush the entrance.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. So you charge forward into the open area, and I think you come around expecting maybe like someone to be like shouting at you with guns or whatever, and you see the two vehicles, and all you see that's out of place, right? There's like a bunch of machine benches, there's equipment, there's like spare engine parts, stuff for repairing the armored plates on the vehicles, there's the two vehicles themselves. And then there's like blood all over the floor, and like four of the colonial like forces lying just like dead on the floor. Some of them with like severed limbs. Like one of them is missing an arm. One of them has like an obvious, like he's like cut partway through his torso, and there's just like puddles of blood on the floor.
What happened here?
I guess I see this. I kind of look at PK. I'm like, were you here earlier, or is this something else?
I'll take it was just a ninja, and he got there before all of y'all.
She just laughs and shakes her head, and she's like, "No, but hey, I mean, good luck for us. Shit luck for them."
Yeah, I think we just walk in and try to get the vehicles going. You know.
Yeah, I go to the first vehicle I see and just try to get going.
Okay. Yeah. So there's two vehicles. There's a like a recon sort of speeder. It's like I guess probably like a 4-person vehicle, and then there's the prisoner. There's the prisoner van.
Then I go for the van. Obviously, what would carry us all?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the van can carry like 10 in the back, and then 3 in the front. Fuel gauges, like you jump in, start flipping things on. Fuel gauges
before we do that though, Adam, is there anything else around? Is there like, are you hiding a grav tank just out of our view, or
yeah,
awesome weaponry?
If you just thought to pull the tarp off of it, you would have done it. You didn't say you were going to do it, so no, just those two vehicles, a bunch of bodies.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there? Do I need to roll to try to get the tank going, or the?
No.
The van?
You can call it a tank if you want to. That makes you feel better.
No, let's call it a van. Call it what it is.
Okay. All right. So yeah, it starts up no problem. It's got a full like tank of gas. And you figure it can get you pretty much like anywhere you need to go within the city proper, right? You're just kind of like still out in the suburbs.
Okay.
Okay. So who's sitting in the front?
I'm driving.
Okay, you're gonna drive?
This is a grab vehicle, correct?
It is, yes.
I'm driving.
I think Sakara just being like passenger seat, and then people in the back.
Okay. Is someone in between the two of you?
Oh, there's like a third.
There's like a three seats in the front, or enough space for three people.
I think it'd be something like maybe PK would try to get in there and be like, "No, you're in the back."
Yeah. Okay, so just the two of you up front, everybody else in the back.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. So PK and Lost, and what do you do with your hostage? So as everybody's getting into the vehicle, Mario gives you this look like.
So just to be clear, Adam, I guess, is it in our view that like we have a road to go drive on, we have an idea of the direction to go on, kind of stuff? We're not just like blindly driving off, right?
Yeah, it depends on where you want to go, right? Like if you're gonna you could head straight for the government building that was the original objective, and you have enough gas to get you there. But doing so in a like a vehicle like this, it's not the fastest. Like once the air support comes in, it's going to be tricky. But you could drive it somewhere and ditch it, and then like get approached like more stealthily too.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, obviously it's not to be discussed, but I think that's what we would do. I think as we're all kind of getting in, and she gives that look, I kind of walk over to her and say, "I know this has been unpleasant for you, and I'm sorry that I had to go down this way, but I appreciate your professional conduct, and I have great respect for you." And then, without waiting for a reply, much like Pierce Brosnan to Xena Onatopp and Goldeneye, he gives a James Bond karate chop to the neck with the idea of knocking her out.
Okay, so she's looking at the like the bodies while you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're saying all that, and you can certainly karate chop her if you want to, but she looks like she wants to say something to you as you're finishing your conversation.
She looks like Adam wants to say something to me. So Adam, yes,
like she turns to you, and you can either go like and like try to knock her out.
No, that's fine. Okay, sure.
But so she looks at the bodies and she says, if I stay here, she like looks over her shoulder. That's all I have to expect ahead of me.
You are free to come with us, of course, and we do have phone hour offers fantastic opportunities for prisoners of war. You are not to be harmed. That being said, I would expect you to also understand that by coming along with us, you will be a peaceful prisoner and not one that's going to attempt to sabotage or murder us in our sleep. If that is, of course, to be found, I'm not going to just kill you. I'm going to make sure that you live long enough to regret being alive.
And she kind of like she gives this look, and and she's like, "You are a very strange man, Mr. Sicarian." And then she reaches up and she like peels off. She's got like a little like rank insignia thing. She takes off and like throws it on the ground. And she says, "I would rather stay alive. We can see what the future holds after we get out of here."
Absolutely.
I salute her. I'm just like, welcome aboard, Mario.
So she gets in and she goes to sit down, and PK has like laid down on the bench. She's like, no room. Sit next to Lost. And she looks at you and looks next to you, like on the bench.
I don't want to keep holding your arm, right, Mario?
She sits down and she shakes her head, and she's like, looks at you and she says, "Thank you for not killing me. You would have been within your rights to do so."
I kind of like slide a bit closer and I say like, I remember what you said to Mr. S. I just stare in the eyes. She had said like, I won't hesitate to kill you, right?
Yeah.
She nods. She
But
says,
then I laugh like,
you're like, ha, 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 ha. Seriously though. Yeah, she nods and she's like, you want to protect your commander. That's good.
yeah, honorable, yeah.
She laughs. She says, there's more important things than honor, like loyalty. You're loyal to him. He commands your respect. This is good. You should look out for me. I'm a dangerous person. And she kind of grins at you.
And sides and, loose cannon, Mario. But we got lots of them around here. And I looked at PK.
Yeah, and she kind of nods. She's like, loose cannon. Like, she'd never heard that phrase before. She's like, I like that. Cool. So the doors, you have to close the doors from the outside. So you shut them. And Fugazi and Mr. S, you're in the front. So the vehicle pulls out and you head towards the gate. You got to knock the gate over with the vehicle, but it's fine. There's like other shit going on. And I think that we see the hover, the hover truck pulling away as we get the camera pull out, and the prison, there's like a big column of smoke pouring off of one of it, and you can see people in the orange jumpsuits like moving around in it as we pull away, and it's obvious that like the fight is still happening, but it's starting to die down. And so you head off into the distance. So where are you going? What's the plan? I think the two of you are in the passenger seat. There's like a radio, like a shortwave kind of like radio in the dash. There's probably a nav computer built into the vehicle because it's like a high tech level vehicle. And then the view screen has like a HUD that displays on it of like fuel levels and what direction you're going and all that shit.
I guess since we have a new ally, we would kind of, as we're driving, and I think the general direction, Adam, and you guys can, let me know if you think you have a better idea, but the general idea is to go with what you had said, just probably the original mission, with the understanding that we can't take the vehicle the entire way there because it's just too obvious to be picked up by the air cavalry. But with our new ally, I'd like to ask questions like, what's the predicted ETA of said air cavalry? What's their standard procedure? Like, you want to stay alive? Help us stay alive.
Yeah. So she says that the majority of their ground forces are like, they don't have a lot of ground forces overall, but they have a ton of air support. So lots of gunships and patrol vehicles. So they'll send out patrol vehicles they'll send patrol drones looking for this vehicle particularly. They're going to hone in on the signal unless you modify the computer. Like there's tracking code in the nav computer of the truck. So they'll be able to track the truck. If you can get it into the city, you can ditch it somewhere and then sneak away. Like you can make, you can make your way into the city. The drones, they have a limited range from the gunship. If we can stay out of their reach, if they don't find us, then we'll be okay, right? Because they can't search through buildings. They're better on open terrain. That's why they still haven't taken the city, because people are hiding in these buildings and fighting a guerrilla war.
Okay, so I think that's our safe bastion, and I'm guessing by the way you talk about, there's no way for us nobody has the tech to remove the tracking device or anything like that.
I mean, Fugazi's driving, so if you want to make like a computer's test to try to fix it, you can.
Okay, I think as Commander Morrow, former Commander Morrow, explains this.
Her name actually, and I think at this point when you like don't know how to address her, like you say that something like that in character.
I'd say Miss Morrow or something like that.
Yeah, she looks at you. And there's a moment, maybe we get like the eye contact in the rearview mirror where she like looks at you and we see your eyes in the mirror, and she says, my name is Hanako.
Hanako, pleasure to meet you on personal level, of course. And he says that as he's like going to attempt to, with absolutely no skill whatsoever, take out the GPS thing.
Yeah, you've popped open the plate with a knife or whatever, and there's like wires and shit.
-1 if you have nothing, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be great, guys.
Computers with intelligence.
Oh, it's not that bad. He fails, obviously, but
You get a 6? Okay. All right, so Mr. Scan pops open the dash and is looking through it, and Fugazi, you can kind of see him under your peripheral vision, and you find like what you think is the connection. You took a very basic like computer course, like an electronics course, in vehicle, and you're like, okay, what do I have to? You like cut a wire, and the HUD on the truck flickers, and the truck just goes and stops.
The truck stops?
Yeah, the truck stops.
Oh, jeez.
What the fuck?
The only sound, like the hum of the engine goes off, the truck like glides to a stop on the ground, and we just hear this like ping, 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 and there's a little like caution light blinking in the HUD.
I believe before you proceed, you're going to have to fix what I've done. I do apologize. It's like, we're not all perfect, all right?
I tried.
Fodenhauer has prepared us for every situation, but perhaps not removing the GPS from a highly advanced colonial vehicle.
Could have happened to any of us, Mr. S.
Thank you.
God.
Yes.
If only we had someone who fucking knew something about computers.
Well, that's why I've already said you need to fix this, but please do it fast. We are...
I'll try.
Yeah. So tech post tech would fix it.
Sure. Let me just check my skill in tech post tech. Sure. Oh, I got a 0 actually. Oh,
Yeah.
not bad. I'm not gonna do this. Tribute?
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Int? Oh, all right.
There you go. Okay.
I fucking bang on it like fucking 4 times, like fucking stupid. God. Fucking. And then the 4th bang.
While he's doing that, I'm just kind of looking back at Trevor. Like, he works in mysterious ways, but he gets the job done.
So you hit it a bunch of times, and then it like the HUD comes back on, the vehicle rights itself, and PK in the back, she says to you, Fugazi, she's like, "Yeah, you show that truck who's boss." And yeah, you only still for a couple of minutes, but you get it up and running again, and you head out. Yeah, and I think that we see you kind of like drive off towards the.
And I explain. I mean, we talk. It's not even like I dictate the plan to them. We talk it out as a group because Hanaku is giving the information. Mr. Loss is great advice. Fugazi is grumbling something about that being dumb, so we don't do that kind of thing. And we come up with a plan to ditch the ourselves, where the revolutionary people typically hide themselves and then fulfill our mission.
Yeah. Okay. So you end up ditching it in. Actually, I guess let's make a roll. Let's make a tactics roll as a group to figure out how that situation.
You guys want to help me? Because I got +1 in tactics. If anyone has something better than that, they can. Nobody?
I will help.
0.
With
Can
the
we all help?
fat 12.
Jesus!
It's good helping. Too bad that wasn't the actual roll.
No, Adam, it's fine. We'll use that one. No, just kidding.
Can I help too?
Yeah.
Sorry, I still fail it anyways.
Okay, so you get +2. Hanako can help too if you let her.
Please.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so we're actually at a +4 because I have a 1 in it, like I said. So
Yep.
I tried to fail.
Wow, you tried really hard to fail.
Thanks for the help, guys.
It was a
Every
good
time
attempt.
they're like giving good advice, and I'm just like, no, it's a terrible idea. Why don't we actually just blow up the truck with us in it, and then survive? Maybe.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So so you find a reasonably sound like tactical location to ditch the vehicle and head off on foot. And I think that we end up like, are you gonna find somewhere to like rest the night, or are you gonna try to move through the dark?
I think I don't know what you guys want to say, but I think probably rest for the night type of thing, like hunker down. Because we assume the patrol is coming in behind us, so if we can find a suitable hiding spot, then perhaps they'll pass us by type of thing, and improve our chances of getting to where we want to go.
Okay. Yeah. So is that Lost and Fugazi? You wanna do that? You wanna wait? Find some
Sure.
other.
I mean,
Yep.
I pretty much follow Scarian at this point.
Okay. Cool. All right, so we cut back in on all of you like in a bombed out building. It was maybe like a bodega or something. It was like aisles with they've been scavenged with like food, and you're all sitting in like a back room, maybe like the break room of this little like grocery store. Hanako is like looking out the window, kind of nervously, and PK is asleep. She's like sleeping on the floor, like holding her gun. What's everybody else doing when we see them?
I think I'm still beside Hanako. I'm just gonna, like, not like keeping an eye on her so that she notices me, but I kind of am. Maybe I ask her like, well, how did you get a gig like this? Interrogating people and sending them off to die.
So she turns to you, and we see the two of you and your reflection in this like dirty like glass this window, and she kind of turns to you, but is mostly still looking out the window, and she says, did you know this is the first planet I've ever seen? I was born on a ship. Most of us were. I was given aptitude tests as a child. I showed strong leadership potential. People listen to me when I give orders. So I was put in charge of a unit. She shrugs. How I ended up at that prison, I don't know. We don't get to make these decisions ourselves.
I just look at her. I mean, I see like some similarities to myself, but kind of just like, yeah, sad backstory, kind of saw coming. Like, yep. Living an honorable life, doing what she was told.
Yeah, she says we were told that we all had a place in this new order that was to come. That once we secure the planet, that the royal family would be taken out of cryosleep and would lead us into a new age. This was the place that we were told we needed to take. And she kind of like scowls and like looks down and she says, I'm not so sure. I mean, this place belongs to other people. It's their home already. It never sat well with me.
You still want to awaken this family?
She kind of shrugs. I do not know what I want anymore. That's all we ever lived for, finding a new home for the royal family, going back to the way things were before the generation ship. But none of us remember that. We lived in that starship for so long. It's hard when you're told the way a thing is supposed to be over and over your whole life, and then the reality of it is not so clean.
It could still be that way. Maybe the royal family was still fine, and it was just everyone else that came after them that corrupted it.
She shrugs. We were instructed to think of them as gods. Their lineage stretches back as far as our history, farther even. I have never seen the royal family myself, but she kind of like sighs and she says, having seen you in battle, and she means like you and the others and like the Photonhour in general. She says, we have a long and bloody fight ahead of us, but the people of this planet, they cannot afford to pay you forever, and they cannot win this fight on their own. Our weapons are better. Our soldiers are more well trained. We will win.
Well, here's hoping you cooperate with us and we find a way to beat them. And like give her a thumbs up.
She kind of just looks at the gesture like, what are you doing?
There's like clearly like a facade kind of, like I'm not letting her break me kind of. I'm like pushing back on the words that she's saying. So the more serious she gets, the more I'm just like, yep, that's great.
Right. Yeah. And so she kind of like, stares at you with your like thumb up, and then goes back to looking out the window. And she's looking like up at the sky, and you can see the stars like pretty well because most of the power in the city is out, so there's not a lot of like light pollution. So there's this like big bright kind of arc of stars outside.
Can I tell if one star is actually like a battleship or something, or not a battleship, but like she said she was born up there?
Yeah, I mean it's real hard to tell at this distance because even at like moon distance, there you wouldn't really be able to see a ship, even a huge one like that. But yeah, you get the impression that's what got her thinking about it. She's probably wondering the same thing. Like, I wonder if one of those stars is my home.
Okay. I just I sit back and I lean back a bit and I just kind of look where she's looking.
Cool. Okay. So Fugazi, what are you doing while these two are having this conversation?
I mean, if I have the opportunity, I'm gonna make some product.
Yeah. Do you want to scavenge the store first? Because like none of you have food or water, right?
Yeah, I would love to.
I can be part of you're gonna scavenge the pharmacy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see if you can find anything good in La Farmacia. What are you looking for besides like drug making material?
I mean, I'm a field medic, so like I'll take anything that's just basic bandage, that kind of shit. But I'm looking for last patches and chemicals to modify last patches.
Okay. Yeah. Make a luck save, and we'll see if this place has anything or if it's been cleaned out.
Let's make a luck save.
Ooh, yeah, no. So there was like a little pharmacy area of this place, but it looks like it was totally cleaned out. There's like some cold medicine or like antihistamine pills or something, but no, no lab patches or anything.
Don't underestimate antihistamine pills. Yeah.
You want to get high? Just eat the whole bottle of Claritin. No problem.
You might feel heavy, but it'll take you on a ride. Okay. Fuck. All right. Can I look again?
No. That's it. You scour the place. We only see the end of you spending like several hours like digging around at it. You come back into the room empty-handed.
Okay.
Or like with like this bottle of like allergy pills.
Like rubbing alcohol. 97% rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Is that what was in the stuff you gave me? I would have never guessed.
No. We need much more powerful shit to make that.
See, but if this is a real like movie, if it was a real movie or a TV show, they would have to do the Fight Club thing where like the fake drugs you improvise is like oh yeah, I made napalm out of like frozen orange juice concentrate sawdust.
All right, Adam. How about the prisoner van could not be not equipped with the first aid kit? Can I find a last patch in the first aid kit?
Oh yeah, that's a much more likely chance. Let's roll another luck save for that one and give yourself a +3.
Okay. Well, that's a 10. So no.
No. Yeah.
Fucking, they don't even keep up with their fucking first aid. I'm like making this big deal, like how their safety's fucked and medical, would shut them down. But really, I'm just mad because I can't make drugs.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
There's like 20 minutes citing different Constitute 4 subsection A specifically says inmates must have access to a first aid kit at any time.
Yeah, when you come in all like pissed, I think LT Gray sees you getting all like upset and assumes you're like going through withdrawal or something. He comes over and he like puts his hands on your shoulder. And he's like, "Hey man, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. We'll get you somewhere safe.
It's not
You're gonna be fine."
Squirrel, all right? It's not me. It's us. It's the collective. Yeah, anything I can make that might prepare us for what comes next, that's what's important.
And he nods and he's like, "Look, man, you're gonna get all upset about. You just need something to take your mind off. Like, come here. And he like gestures for you, like come over and sit down with him. He's got a little he's got a couple of chairs. And he's like, I've been thinking about that shit we made, man. How it was an okay explosive, but I think that recipe's got some real legs on it.
Yeah,
I was thinking, and I think that like we kind of like pan away as he's like, look, I think if we add some of this stuff, and he's just rattling off like chemical names, and talking about like how to improve the formula.
Of course, I'm coming back with like, no. You'd have to add 2 parts of the itmeJP. Otherwise, the Becenamil will offset it. It'll be all fucked. Give you jitters.
Yeah, cool. So we pan across to Mr. Sicarian. What are you doing, Mr. S, in this moment of peace?
And this is us held up, basically wait for the night, right?
Yeah.
I think he's just kind of standing sentry over by whatever kind of doorway is entering in, and just watching the group, and probably cleaning his weapon, but not so extensively that like his gun's in pieces on the ground or something like that. Just very peripheral.
Yeah. Checking the action and making sure it's all working good. Yeah.
Throughout his whole suit, he doesn't have the power armor that we know from later. It's just, but he's checking dials and stuff like that. Checking.
Yeah. Being studious. We've seen this behavior from Mr. Security.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. All right. So the next day, I think we fade out, and when we fade back in, we see you moving through these sort of like rubble-strewn streets. And in the nearish distance, sort of hazy through the smoky air, we can see what looks like a telecom like tower. There is a highly stylized and very heavily modified, like we as the audience would recognize it as like a Japanese flag, but the colors are different, and it's like got some changes to it. And we see the same patch on the commander's like shoulder of her uniform. And you stop and like hunker down behind some rubble, and she says, I think that must be the building that you were sent here to find. It's a local telecom tower we've repurposed to signal boost. And we were lucky to get through the night without being found, but if they couldn't find us with the drones, that means they're going to send ground troops. And you can see on her face, she's going to say something and then chooses not to say it. And it's hard to say why, but like she has the breath to finish the sentence, but it doesn't.
Well, I get, and we notice this is what you're saying, Adam.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah.
I would say, Hanako, please. Her name is Hanako, right?
Hanako.
Hanako, please.
Yeah. She sighs and she looks down and she says, they have specialized infantry units for circumstances like this, especially if they know that I'm with you. They will be coming for me to kill me, and you are likely to be collateral damage in that attack.
Well, the more you could tell us about them, the better, but you're one of us now. You're under our protection.
She shakes her head and she says, I have not seen them myself. They are like ghosts. We employ them only in very significant circumstances. They are said to be invisible, impossible to track. They will try to kill us when we are alone or weak. And you can see like she's scared, right? Like she's telling you a ghost story, basically. Like she's saying there's like demons coming after her because she's been told about these, like, you know, and like her military kind of like facade is starting to crack a little bit because she's like scared.
Well, I appreciate the information, and they sound formidable, but we will get through this as we have as a team. We'll do the best we can.
Okay. All right. So, how do you want to make your way from where you are to the tower?
Well, Adam, I think we'd have to make a tactics roll, which we've been doing so well with, right?
Yeah, that's fair. Yep.
But I think we kind of survey the group, and I imagine like Mr. Lost passing us the binoculars, so we're all gonna try to fail on a +4 again or something like that, or something. So let's build up suspense. Let's see if you guys help again, and then I'll roll and see if I can fail it.
I have tactics -1, so yeah, you take my binoculars.
You're just trying to help, so you just roll 2d6 -1 then.
The binoculars help at all, Adam?
I mean, they let you see things that are far away, closer up.
Right.
Okay, all right.
There's
So
one.
that's a +1. Yep.
Mr. Wheat.
Fugazi, you want to make one?
Sure. Just what roll?
Make a tactics roll.
Tactics. Or right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, with intelligence, please.
Boom. Oh, shit. My second 12's tactics roll. Thank you, Evan.
Tactics help. Yeah.
And then Anaku. Or
Hanako, yeah, this isn't really her thing anymore. Like,
All
she's not an urban combat specialist.
I got a 13.
Nice. Good
Oh,
work.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
We got a 13. Excuse me. You guys help. God's sakes.
yeah. So you head off into the ruins, kind of moving like building to building, keeping down low, staying out of the view. And I think that we actually at one point, like, we see like a montage of various like scenes of, kind of like military advancing through the ruined city. And at one point, like, you all have to like crouch down and like hide as this, reconnaissance drone flies overhead and scans the area. There's sort of that close call moment where we're not sure if it's going to turn into a gunfight or not, but they eventually like pass on and continue. And I think that we see at one point, like, as you get within kind of like close range of the telecom building, we see you at a distance, or there's a long sort of like shaky cam shot of the group of you moving across the street from one building to another. And as it pans back we see the point of view of the shot, and several like indistinct kind of shimmering forms move on the roof of one building and like jump or like move to another building. So we see these kind of like blurs as they're pursuing you. And then we fade over to the group of you. You're across the street in a like bombed out or damaged like cafe. And this building was at one point like a TV station or like a radio station or something. It's got some big tower attachments with like telecom equipment. I'm imagining the BT Tower in London, the British Telecom Tower. If people want to look that up. And then it's just got a big sort of semicircular parking lot out front, bunch of like damaged cars, and like a dried up fountain in front of the building. And it doesn't look like there's anyone like actively like out front. You don't see anyone patrolling the area. But remember what Hanako said, they don't have like ground patrols. They'll do sweeps of various quadrants. So there probably aren't that many, if anybody, inside. They might have like
Can you give us any information regarding these sweeps? Like, they happen every 20 minutes or they rotate?
It's not really her like area of expertise. Yeah.
How much time did it take us, Adam, from, we start off in the morning to get to this point? Like, what kind of daytime are we looking at?
I think that the day is, I think it's like coming to an end. It's like, kind of like late afternoon.
Is it reasonable that there's somewhere to hunker down again within where we are of this location?
Yeah, you could wait here if you want.
I think I would communicate that to the group and just say, like, let's spend the twilight moments of this day monitoring their patrols and getting the intel we can to then execute our entry tomorrow. If that's agreeable with everyone in the group, I think that's the best mode of operation here.
I'm going to settle down.
All
Yeah.
right.
How many figures did we see?
I mean, y'all didn't see anything. The camera saw some blurry.
That was for the audience, Kate.
yeah, it's for the audience.
Right.
But that being said, Adam, I do fire 6 random shots in that direction.
Yeah. Just start bombarding the area with grenades just in case. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. All right. So y'all wanna hunker down and rest here.
Yeah. Do you? I mean, again, this is your world, so you tell me. But I would ideally, again, with the information we were just given, want to choose a place with as few entry points as possible. Obviously, so a holdout building, but a room that we can. Then, obviously, also tactics-wise, you wouldn't want a one-entry room where they could just
Yeah, pin you in.
Smoke you in or fire you out or whatever, but few entry points and defensible. Is that something I need to roll for, or can we find it? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so what you're describing is like obviously you want to stay out of view of the sky, right? Because that's where the drones are. They do like downward scans. That's not too hard to do.
But also keep in mind with the the special troops that we're made aware of is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want? You want a building that has like one primary entrance, but like a secondary one that you can use to get out? You want a barricade?
One primary entrance and then like windows or a back door, something along those lines. So not 9 stories up, one door and no windows.
Definitely, yeah. Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can find, I think that like there's a bar or something that you can use that has like a one main entrance. And then if you go through the back, you can get out into an alley, into like some other connection.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
Cool. All right.
I kind of want to give another like inspiring speech to someone, to Hanako.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I guess it's like, she's just so tense, and she would seem like she was really losing her shit about like there being ghosts or demons. So should I roll for it?
Well, what do you say? Well, like let's talk about the scene. So you're in a bar, like an abandoned bar, and yeah, I think everybody's just kind of like out in the main room.
So I like lean towards her, kind of like personably, and I like nod at her before I start, and I'm like, like Mr. Sakarian said, you're with us now. You're under our protection, and we have your interest and safety at mind. Now, I don't know what your former captives told you about demons and whatnot. I'm just a normal guy, just like you. I'm a soldier, and you're gonna be safe. And that stuff probably doesn't even exist, so it's good now. So very, very like I'm just like you. We're in this together.
Okay. Yeah. So she like listens to you talk, and she takes a drink. She's like found like scavenged up like a bottle of beer from somewhere. That's like warm, obviously, but she like takes a drink of it, and we see for a second the label, the like dusty label, has like a picture of like a shirtless dude with a cat mask, wrestler mask on, like flexing. And she like takes this like drink of the beer and sets it down, and she looks at you. And why don't you roll a leadership roll? Let's see if your inspiring speech helps keep her shit together.
All right. Is it int?
Charisma.
Oh, you're right. Right. Perfect. That's me. Good enough.
Okay. So she's still like a little nervous, and she says, she sets her beer down, and the camera like focus goes back to her face. She looks up at you, and she says, there is no doubt in my mind that these things are real. I have seen disloyal officers disappear. And, well, if they are going to be coming for me, and she kind of like looks around, she says, at least I have the sector's most dangerous mercenaries here to protect me, huh?
Yeah, worst comes to worst, you'll die with us.
And she's like, she's like looking at Mr. Sakarian while she's talking. She's not even looking at you. And
that's fine. I like catch her vision. I look at him, and I'm just like nodding. I'm like, yep, that's him.
What are you doing when they both look over at you, Mr. Sakarian? You're playing foosball with Mr. Fugazi or something?
I think it's actually like it'd be kind of funny when he was like cleaning his gun. And just like, like when you kind of like look around, he kind of looks and sees, and he's like,
they're both looking at you.
He's like, he like looks behind him and kind of around. It's like, it's not a sexy, cool moment. He's just kind of like, nope, it's just me. Okay.
What a man.
What a man.
All right. So so I think she's nervous, but she feels like, well, at least I have Mr. Sakarian and his badasses here to protect me. And you rest. What's the like keeping watch protocol? Is it just like one of you at a time, or what does that look?
I mean, you guys can speak up, but I think Sakarian's of the mind that like several people will be awake at a time, and it's the reverse, like 1 or 2 sleep while the rest are awake, is what he would ask.
Okay. All right. Can I get a perception check from all three of you?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Thanks.
We got it. Okay. What is perception?
It should be based on intelligence.
Oh
Nice. You're killing it with these fucking rolls.
Holy
Is
shit.
that
Can
three?
someone
is that
check Wheat's dice? It's actually stupid.
Yes.
Is that 3 12s in a row for you?
He has all 6s on his dice. This fucking guy.
Excellent. Nicely done, Gazzy.
That's one that's all 5s to throw us off.
I blame the drugs. Okay. So let's see here.
So poor Adam, these super badasses. Fugazi's just like, wait. He like looks over. They're just standing in the middle of the room, like, Jesus. Okay. All right.
This is the thing, man. If you want to see something invisible, you just do a shit ton of drugs.
How is it
And
that
then
you can see us right now? I feel weird about
See
this.
their auras.
Exactly, man.
Yeah. What do you do before you? What do you?
Telling you, carrying the shit like it's a different way of thinking, man.
The only way to fight the ninjas is to drop acid before you fight. I can see the expanse of time laid out before me.
Flashbacks.
Awesome. So okay, so you all sleep, and I think that nothing happens. Nobody's like woken up. Nothing dangerous occurs overnight, but we do see the little like bar you're in, and we like the camera pulls back to the bar, and then we see it in like heat vision or something, and like magnified heat vision with like some readouts. There's like Japanese characters in the view, and we can see these like heat signatures. And one of them we can see Hanako, and she's like sleeping. She's like curled up on a bench, like a bar bench, sleeping. And the visual display that we get, she has some kind of like tracking device implanted in her that I guess she doesn't know about, and it just like brings up like a picture of her face and like all this information. And then we pull out of the heat vision and we can see 3 of those like crouched figures, but this time they don't have their like stealth camo on. They basically just like look like gray human shapes. They have one of them has like one big like lens on the front of like the head shaped like helmet. The others have like several smaller lenses. The one with the big one turns to the others and nods and turns back, and they all go invisible. They all kind of like fade. And it fades out with them as they disappear. And the morning comes, and you're all like woken up now in the bar, ready to set out. It started to rain. There's like a fairly like decent rain outside, and it's cooler now than it was the day before. Rain is fairly infrequent, but we've got like kind of a bit of a storm that's come in.
Okay. I mean, none of us were ever fully asleep, but
Yeah.
so we're all good. You're not about to reveal that she's been taken.
No, you're all there. Yeah, everybody's there.
Okay. Because I have my lawyer boots on, Adam. I've got my lawyer jacket.
Yeah, man.
I'm just
I
kidding.
would expect no less than for you to show up in your full lawyering gear. It's very important.
I guess we just kind of, break camp type of thing, and I think the idea is today's the day. Also, Adam, I mean, we didn't really role play this, but the idea was we figured out their patrol timings.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So on your watch, you all like kept. So it looks like, they do one. There was only one patrol at night. There was a flight of 3 drones that passed over. They scanned the area, but didn't like dip down to street level and like go into any buildings. It's you cleared your trail. You didn't leave any tracks or anything that they would notice from the sky. Yeah.
Okay, then I think the idea is with those timings in mind. And unless, were we given any kind of information like it's completely passcoded and barred up and there's 500 security tower type of thing, or can we just go in and get in?
I don't know. You'll have to go up and check it out.
She doesn't know, is what you're saying?
Yeah. She doesn't know about this facility.
And we didn't see anything at a distance?
No, it looks pretty abandoned. Yeah.
Okay. Then I think the idea is we make our movement over towards it with the idea that there's still the possibility for drones overhead. So obviously not perfect cover the entire time, but scampering from cover to cover. Get close and go in.
Okay. All right. So you're making your way tactically, like across the parking lot. The rain is like pouring down on you, and partway across the lot, Lost. You're still escorting Hanako?
Yeah, I mean, she wouldn't be able to tell, but like I heard what she said.
You're the one keeping an eye on her, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can you make a perception check for me, please?
How about we just skip it and have djWHEAT do it? Okay.
I have -1 in perception, so god damn.
Okay. All right. So you don't notice before it happens. You just notice after. So she's in front of you, and everybody's like hunkered down. And now it's you two. It's your turn to move from like one area of cover to another. And Hanako is like, she's trained and fit and is used to like military maneuvers. She hunkers down and like starts running. You run up behind her, and then suddenly she stops and like just like falls. Like you think maybe she tripped or fell or something. And so she like stumbles onto her knees, and then you notice there's like a pool of blood in the like rain under her, and then she just falls down like onto her face. And on the back of her uniform, this like spreading like pool of this like stain of blood just appears.
The fuck?
What are you gonna do?
Who sees this first?
Lost is right behind her when she goes down.
I mean, I kind of take like a couple more steps forward.
No sound, no indication.
No, like just nothing. Like just all of a sudden, she just like goes down.
I like very hazily like start walking towards her. My legs get really heavy, and I look down at her, and then I keep looking down, and then I like look into a puddle, and I see like my hair is still missing. There was a buzz cut.
Mm-hmm.
I just like see where I look right now, and then I guess like another raindrop drops into the puddle, and it all disperses.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just maybe I just drop to my knees. Then I don't say anything.
Okay. All right. So Lost stops. And when you drop to your knees, like she's still alive, like she's bleeding out, but you can see like she's looking kind of like up in her peripheral vision. You can see like she's blinking and like trying to breathe, and the blood is like spreading around her. What's your armor class?
Mine?
Yeah.
It's 4.
4. Okay.
I guess I also say to her, because my concern is that like maybe there's like an explosive on her. Like everything explodes these days. So like, can we still help you? I like weakly like cry out, but I feel like there's more to this. I just have this really strong gut feeling that everything's changed.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't hear like a gunshot or anything. She just like suddenly is bleeding from apparently a very bad wound. So Sicarian and Fugazi, I think Sicarian, are you at the front of the column as everybody moves up?
Yeah.
Okay, so if Sicarian's in front and Fugazi, you're behind. You were going to go next after these two, you and El Tigre. So I guess you're split into like 3 groups of 2, right? So like 2 will cover the run up, and then you
Sure.
leapfrog up like that. Okay, so up front is Sicarian and PK. And then in the middle is Hanako and Lost, and they've stopped. They're like out of cover, and then behind them is Fugazi, you and El Tigre. And so you all see this happen, and then
we have no information to think it's the figures, right? Like I didn't see anything shadowy touch her.
No, but you're about to feel something.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like my character didn't believe in them.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you wouldn't have seen anything.
Well, I think as this happens, like I stop, not like necessarily a power slide, but like stop in my tracks, turn, and I'm gonna run towards her to do like the standard Saving Private Ryan, like this person's been hurt, I don't care about what's happening, like just secure them type of thing.
Okay,
Like,
so
Mr. Fugazi, get over here, please.
So you turn to look at Fugazi, or you look past Lost. You see Fugazi and Mr. Lost. I think all you see is like all kind of in slow mo. You see like a line, just like a brief, like almost like a flash of light for just a second, and a line where all the raindrops in a beam shape just like evaporate all at once. So there's this beam of like quick like steam, and it goes right through Mr. Lost. Mr. Lost, you feel like a sudden, like sharp, like burning sensation in your chest. You take 7 damage.
What?
And then you start to bleed. I need you to make a physical effect save.
Okay. Here it is.
Okay, you don't die instantly. It didn't hit any major organs. But yes, you've just been shot by some kind of energy weapon, and it just like rips right through you, and you take a bunch of damage.
I just like hold the butt or something. And I'm like, they're real.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
as it's happening, I run towards them and my like list of importance immediately shifts away, unfortunately, from Hanako and goes to Mr. Lost, and I just grab him as best I can and take him to whatever cover I can find, and just yell, "Get cover! Get cover!"
Okay. All right. Yeah, if you want to, Mr. Lost, you can use your warrior ability to ignore that, but there's a chance you're going to take more damage later. It's usually better to shrug off the one that's going to kill you. So what, Fugazi? What are you going to do?
Fuck. I have literally no medical supplies on me, right?
I think you still have some from the kit that you got from what's his face, right? You have like two uses or something. I wrote it down, but
okay. I used the one for Scarian.
Well,
I feel like you told me I needed to use multiple for the bomb, but then I still had like 2 left over.
Well, remember you have some of the ones from. Let me find out my notes because you have some of the ones from your original gear. You didn't use all that,
right?
You got all your stuff back. Yeah, I'm keeping track here. You actually have 3 more. You have 3 left from your original supply that you haven't used.
I guess I would like to make a quick heal patch.
Okay, so you hunker down and start to like make the patch. Okay,
yes.
All right. So why don't you roll you'll roll it when you apply the patch. You put it together and you think it'll do what you need it to do.
Okay.
Okay. So you're running back with Mr. Lost, Spirit?
Yeah. I run over to him and I'm gonna huskily grab him and drag him away with my hand on his stomach or wherever he was hit, his chest, I guess. To whatever kind of piece of cover. I mean, we don't know where the fire is coming from, right? I don't have a directional on that.
No.
Well, are you about to tell me there's no cover, or can I take him somewhere? Is there
Oh yeah, you can get to cover, right? Hanako is lying outside of cover. You can try to pull Lost to cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just yelling like Fugazi, like Mr. Fugazi, get over here now.
Okay. All right. So Fugazi, your shit sorted out. What do you? I guess as you run, Sakarian, you and Moss run for the vehicle. I think you'll get shot at. So from another angle, what's your armor class is 1, right?
Yep.
Okay. And sorry, Kaitlyn, Mr. Lost was 4. I'm gonna write these.
Yeah, mine's 4. It's like 7 damage, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
All right. So, Mr. Sakarian, you take
1 damage.
9 damage.
Oh my God.
Or you can ignore it if you want to use your once per combat. But you can only ignore the damage, not the secondary physical effect save I need you to make.
Is this I got hit again?
Actually, no. It's only an unsuspecting target, and you're expecting to get sniped, so it's just the damage now.
Wait, who got hit?
Mr. Sakarian.
Okay. Are you muted, Geoff? Are you gonna negate that damage?
It's muted. No, I just take the damage.
Okay. All right. So you take 9. So the sniper rifle thing only works if they don't see it coming, which is why you had to make that roll lost. Everything after this, like, it's just damage. But it came from a different angle. So you're running towards the car, and the beam comes forward, like from the telecom tower, and like lances the same thing, like right through you, like you were made out of butter. But then the two of you like stumble behind a car.
I feel like, out of fairness, if I got hit by something like that, I'd know where it came from, ish.
Oh yeah, yeah. It came from the front of you, so you're being attacked from like two angles, like one off to your right somewhere, and one straight ahead.
May I make a covering fire with a luck chance of hitting who I'm firing, like in the direction of where I was hit?
Do you have does your weapon have burst fire? It's a laser rifle, right?
No, man, it's a photon.
So no, you can't do covering fire with.
Well, can I shoot where I was shot from then?
But you can fire in that general direction. Yeah.
Nice.
You can't see the target, so see how that works. You're just firing blind in the general direction.
Kind of blind. I was hit by this. I feel like this is the best way to let someone know where you're at.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna let you make the shot, but it's gonna be at a huge penalty. Okay, you can take the shot, but it's gonna be at -8.
Okay, let me see then what that would be. I am +5. Well, then it's not. Or I mean, what's their armor? What's my plus?
Their armor, they're not actually very heavily armored because they have stealth and they try to rely on not being shot. So their armor is it is AC 7.
Okay, so I'm at +4 then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so you fire a bolt of plasma and it like hisses through the air as the rain touches it and evaporates, slams into the side of the building and just throws rubble everywhere. But you can't tell whether you hit them or not.
Okay, I just like cough up a little bit of blood then and keep going with what I was doing, which is to get Mr. I'm like squinting in the direction of where I think that shot came from, trying to see anything and just trying to understand if that's where I need to zero in on, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if you stay out here and fight, you definitely have the distinct disadvantage. Your best bet would be to get inside somewhere because they're firing at you in the open.
Okay, then I guess I kind of take that moment to look, see that I can't see shit. There's just rain coming down. And
and
over here. We need to get in the building.
Yeah, and PK is shouting like she's like, "What the fuck? They're shooting at us from everywhere. Where the hell are they?" Just a stream of invectives. Hanako has like rolled over and is like starting to get up, but she's gonna need a hand getting to her feet.
I'll go for it.
Fugazi, what do you want to do? Because you're behind. You're the one who's closest to her now. What do you want to do? You finished assembling your patch.
I think you're muted.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to apply it.
To whom?
Well, I mean, 7 damage versus 9 damage. Does that mean one hole is bigger than the other? Because I would probably go for that one.
Yeah, I mean, you're a medic. You can tell which of the two of them is more injured.
I guess I probably walk up to Fugazi, identifying the fact that he has the larger wound.
Yeah, so you can't just walk up to them. You'd have to run.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Right.
Lost and Fugazi have now moved up. PK is crouched down behind a van by herself, looking for something to kill, but doesn't know where it is. And then Hanako is lying kind of on her side, like trying to get up out in the open. And then you and El Tigre are the furthest back.
The van, I'm with the van, though, near the van.
No, which van?
Original.
We ditched the van.
Oh, no, you did
Oh,
that
that's right. That's
yesterday. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm a fucking field medic, man. I got to take care of my soldiers. So how far away am I?
From who?
From Sicarian and Lost.
You're like getting shot at time. Like if you run in a straight line from here to there.
Well, I mean, to
they have
inform
a
his decision,
chance.
like,
Let's not
I think-
make this an episode of Game of Thrones. All zigzag, okay?
but also, like, I'm yelling at him to get to Mr. Lost and cover and then get in the building. Like, I'm sure it's like chaotic and shit like that, but I'm not calm Sicarian anymore. I'm yelling at him, like, Get them and get in the fucking building. Go, get in. You know.
Can I be running towards Mr. Fugazi?
And I'm taking the orders.
Fugazi's behind you. Running towards him would be running away from the building.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay. So everybody, you just all want to like book it for the building?
And I think in that moment too, I would run towards Hanako.
So you want to give them the order to run to the building, but you're going to run the opposite way to go and pick
Yeah.
her up?
With the idea, I mean, and again, this doesn't have to inform your decision, but I would become the best target. Like I'm the one running towards the down target that we understand are there for her. So that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's. I guess if that's what you want to do, if you want to present yourself as the most appealing target, then you can do that. You can run for it. And I think I'll just take the shots at you.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. Okay. All right. So you run for Hanako, Lost, Fugazi, El Tigre, PK. I think PK, we see her for a second, like she looks back and forth and she sees Secure and she sees you start to run and she goes like, fuck, and then gets up and turns and runs for the building. So let me have the snipers fire at Mr. S.
No.
So here's one shot.
Don't feel the need to roll a perfect 20. God damn it, Adam.
Here's the other shot. All right. So the first one hits you for 8 damage.
Okay.
You want to take or ignore that?
Well, so let's just talk about this immersion-wise. We agreed I'm level 5, and if I'm level 5, I have 33 health, but the board says I have 13. So, I mean, which one do we want?
Yeah, I was using, so when we put the board together, I was using the stats that are in Roll20, which I think was only updated back when you were that level. So you can go with the higher total if you want to.
It's whatever you guys want. I was under the understanding I'm level 5, right?
Yes.
I remember Mr. Sakarian absolutely decimating the HP roll and then piecing out. So, I think he deserves to put that.
He's naturally constitutional. I think you're
I
right.
remember it was so good and then never got to take advantage of it. So
Okay.
this is the moment.
I'm down to 14 then. I just take another shot through the chest.
Okay, so you run over, you get hit again, maybe you stumble a little bit, fall next to her, and like start to pick her up. And yeah, she's got blood all over her face. And as the rain like coming down on her, she like looks up at you, you got her in your arms. And then we cut away to PK, El Tigre, and so the four of you run into this dusty old like telecom building. You run into the lobby. There's a big like globe of the planet there, and everything's all like fucked up inside. And you run inside, and El Tigre like stops and turns around. He's like breathing really hard because he just sprinted farther than he's ever sprinted in his life. He's like turns and looks at you, Mr. Fugazi, and he's like, "Okay, I think and he's about to say made it when the sharp end of a sword comes out of his chest, and he like coughs up a bunch of blood and like grabs the sword, and it snaps behind him, the focus behind him. And we see the like flickering of the like camo armor as it disappears, and El Tigre is like impaled on the end of this like ninja sword. And El Tigre like slides off the blade as the ninja like raises it to get ready to attack. And that's probably, we don't have time for a fight, so let's call it there. Yeah,
Not our squirrel.
yeah. So he gets stabbed through the chest, and then we'll see what happens. So
badass.
So that's where we'll leave things. We should be able to hopefully complete your mission next time we play. So thanks for coming, everybody. Why don't we do some shout outs? You want to go first, Geoff?
Sure. Thank you guys, as always. This is really, really fun, and obviously anytime spent with Sakarian for me is like a kid in a candy store, so I just really appreciate it. I am leaving for Germany tomorrow. I don't know. Germany's like a new country. It's hard to pronounce these days. And I will be gone until the following Monday, so we can talk about when we can do the next one, I guess, guys. If you can do it not Monday, but that week, I'll be back and ready to go. And in that time, if you guys want to check out some awesome StarCraft 2, it'll be on the Home Story Cup stream. Otherwise, you can check out my stream on Twitch at InControl TV. I've been streaming a lot of, as Adam was asking me about, Darkest Dungeon. But when I come back, Dreadnought is going to have Space Marines in it, so I'm going to revisit the idea of maybe doing a show match with Total Biscuit or something like that, and see if he wants to play a little bit of that. Always StarCraft, that kind of stuff. You guys know the drill. I think a lot of you are pretty familiar with what I do. But yeah, that's where I'm going to be at. And then other than that, if you follow my social media, I post a lot of pictures about my lizard, dogs, wife, and Warhammer models, not necessarily in that order. Yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Geoff. Wheat, you want to go next?
Yes, I would love to go next. Thank you for watching. I'm still kind of getting back into the non-E3 life. Amazing what 7 days of being away from everything will do, but we're there. I don't really have anything else to say. Thank you for the book recommendations, guys. That's it. You know where to find me.
Sweet, sweet. All right. Last but not least, Kaitlyn.
Hello. So I'm just gonna stream, I guess, some Overwatch after this for an hour and a half. Twitch.tv/Kaitlyn. But I'm gonna start Peace Walker later this week. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it's like not as sad as Metal Gear Solid 4. I was actually in tears for a lot of that. There's this like graveyard clip scene I have where I'm just crying the entire time. Anyways, I mean, hopefully, like, damn it, Kojima, but hopefully it's not that sad. But yeah, I'll start that later this week. Playing Overwatch right now, so if you want to check that out, that's awesome. But thanks to all these lovely people, as usual. So much fun, super awesome. Thanks JP too. That's all. Thanks for watching.
JP, the producer.
JP.
What a guy.
Awesome.
What a guy.
Well, thanks, Kaitlyn. Well, I'm your GM. You can find me on the Twitter at Skinny Ghost, on Twitch, twitch.tv/Adam Koebel. I'm going to be playing a bunch of different games on my channel this week, so you can check out my schedule on my website. It's all on the Twitters. And I'll be back for some more Star Wars action. If you're not watching Balance of Power, it is awesome, and you should definitely check it out. We're going to do some dark side stuff soon, so you can find me there. Otherwise, I will see you next time on Swan Song Stories. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you later.
Bye.